All right. Party people, no place to be, vandals, and everybody else out there lurking in the insanity that is today. We are back with a brand new episode of How Did We Get Here? And I think that we're probably the only people live streaming tonight that aren't talking about the election, but thank God for that. We are the bastion in the storm. We are that little bit of refuge for people looking for something just not brain rotting at this moment. So tonight we are back talking to our good friend Raymond Lolacher. Raymond, how are you doing tonight, man? And what you got going on for us?
I'm good. I'm just trying to fund a comic once again. So
back on Kickstarter.
Oh, I know, right? It's exhausting after a while, but we keep.
How long ago was your other Kickstarter?
It wasn't that long. I think it was in the June
spring
or
right?
May or something. Yeah.
The end of spring, beginning summer.
It's too soon. I shouldn't be back this soon.
Well, I mean, it's almost getting close to 6 months.
I guess. I like keeping it once a year.
What's
too stressful? So stressful.
Yeah. So before we went live, anyway, you've got your Kickstarter for issue 3 of Fallen. Your last Kickstarter was for I Hate Mourning. I Hate Mourning. Now you're back to Fallen. This was your original series. You kickstarted. You did issues 1 and 2, and now you're kickstarting issue 3 of Fallen.
Yeah.
So I think Johnny dropped the link in the chat, so people can go hit that up. Or if you're watching the replay, I also believe it's in the description, so you can go click the link there to go check out the Kickstarter. What do you have? 4 days left, I believe.
I think it's 3. Kickstarter's so weird. Like, so it says like 3 days, but then it's like, then it starts down from like 24 hours. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it ends on Friday night.
Friday night. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in the home stretch, as we'd say, or you're almost in the home stretch. Usually the last 48 hours is the home stretch. So you're getting close.
Yeah. It's nervous time though. It's I probably should have planned it better. Being from Canada, we're not really thinking about U.S. elections. So.
Oh, true. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's like, I'll just So I ran the first one in October. So I thought, wow, it was a nice little anniversary to the first issue. I thought so. Try number 3. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it does well. It's at 50% right now, but the goal isn't super huge, so it's still quite doable.
Yeah. Well, I know it came down to the wire with your last book as well.
Yeah.
You got it funded in the last 12 hours there. It funded with 12 hours left or something like that, or 24.
No, I think it was like down to like 4 hours or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was right down to the wire.
Usually you get a good boost in the last 48 though, so.
Yeah. Kickstarter's been so iffy lately, though. I mean, like, a lot of people I know are kind of burnt out because when they go on there, it's just full of gooner books or like big name guys charging $50 for their one shot 48-page comic, and like it scared a lot of people, or I guess it's pissed a lot of people off away from Kickstarter at the moment. And I understand. I'm kind of the same way. So I really hope that even if this doesn't fund this time, you relaunch the campaign, because I've had a lot of buddies relaunch their campaigns after like a not so well running one, and theirs funded like that the second time. So just letting you know that.
Yeah. I don't. Kickstarter has been weird. Yeah, just lots of booby comics, right? That's like.
Yeah, it's all gooner comics, man. It's ruining it, man.
Like, yeah, it's just like so discouraging when you see like this. And sometimes the art isn't even that good, and it's like it's like AI even, which is even nastier.
Or what they do is they spend their whole budget on a good cover artist, and then it's just garbage art on the inside, and
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's always been NSFW stuff as long as I've been on Kickstarter, but it used to be like a couple in with like all the rest of the books. Now it's almost all gooner books, man. And like, they're not even tasteful NSFW. It's just like straight smut shit, not even artistically pornographic.
Yeah, there's like no stories, just like pinups basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks when you're actually trying to make something that's creative, and then you get something like that. It's like, ugh. So
Yes.
I don't know who the customers are like looking for too. So maybe it doesn't really impact us. I don't know.
It's a bunch of gooners, man.
It's hard to see.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I still haven't gotten my Antibodies comic either. So did you remember that one, right?
Which one?
Antibodies.
Antibodies.
That was the what's his name? A top writer did it, and he hired Brett Booth to do the interiors.
Okay.
Yeah, I backed that. I think it's almost 3 years.
Wow.
Still nothing.
Mm.
He just kept making excuses up, right? So it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Pretty disappointing when you get that sort of thing.
Yeah, the one that still grinds my gears is Lady Mayhem by the what are their names? Jeremy Solikin and I forget.
Kolowaski or something like that, or
Yeah, I remember that. I backed that one too.
Yeah.
I just backed the digital, but
okay. Well, at least you got your
Yeah.
because they did do the PDF, but like nothing else.
Yeah, I remember getting the digital copy. I didn't, and then I think last time I talked to you guys, you said you were still waiting for your physical copy of the book, which was like, ugh. Yeah. That's been over for a year now, hasn't it?
At least.
Mm-hmm. All right. Before we get into the nitty gritty of your work and what you've been up to, we often do a check-in, and we were talking before, and you said you've been checking out a few things. You've been drawing a lot because you have a Kickstarter running, get your book done, but you've also been checking some stuff out.
So I participated in Indie-tober again this year. Like I did it. This is the third year I've been in it. So that's hosted by Travis Gibb. He has like a Facebook page for it. Mm-hmm. And basically each day of the month of October, he has an indie comic, and you draw the character from that indie comic. Mm-hmm. And like the indie comics are just like random. So like September, he says, hey, who wants to put their book in for Indie-tober? Mm-hmm. He's starting to make choices for him. So he tries to pick like a good array of different titles. And so each day you're drawing the character from that indie title. Yeah. And this year was crazy. There was a lot of good.
Yeah, you did some nice pieces, man. I pulled a few. So let's go through what I have. I pulled 4. So this one. What's that one for?
So that was Path of the Pale Rider.
Okay. Oh yes, I know. I remember seeing the Kickstarter for that.
Yeah, I found that character, and there was only one picture of her, and I'm like, I'm doing that.
Yeah. Then we've got what's
that
this
was
one?
What was it? Something Trails.
Okay. Very cool. I mean, and then we have this one.
That was the Grave Sitter.
Okay. And this one's really cool. Love this one.
Yeah, so that was hang on. That was Still Blood.
Yeah, I love the ink work on this. Fantastic.
Yeah, I went apeshit on that one.
Yeah. It's really cool.
I just kind of was throwing the ink around basically on the suit because I was trying to blend it all. So
you used a brush with that?
Yeah, all of them I used the brush.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I didn't use a nib or a pen or none.
I mean, looking at the ones like this, I mean, man, maybe you should your next book should be like some kind of Western themed thing.
Yeah,
you gotta. You're gonna draw those trench coats and stuff, man.
Those are only like this big.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you can draw
do them full size either.
You can draw a horse pretty good, which is a lot better. Yeah. Like I hate trying to draw horses.
Look at that. That's awesome. The horse is fantastic there.
Yeah. The trick to drawing horses is you just draw the heads abnormally large. larger than what you think they would be.
Right.
Or else they look like dogs or donkeys. Yeah, it was a lot of fun this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was nice too, because like all the creators, like I don't know, I had mine in, so I had Fallen in the one year. There wasn't like a whole lot of participation that year, so but I got one really nice drawing of it, and yeah, I was just like freaking out, thanking the artist that did it, because it's so cool when you get fan art, because like I mean, it's indie comics, so it's not like you know, Spawn or Spider-Man where somebody's constantly drawing that character. So it was pretty deadly when you actually get a fan art picture from someone. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I know you guys did that YouTube video about Hellboy,
yeah,
Crooked Man. That was sick, man. That was so good.
yeah,
I was a little let down because the special effects were a little shit at the beginning, but
yeah, with the spider and stuff. But then they didn't go with too many CG where they needed the CG, so they could go with a lot of practical effects and stuff afterwards.
yeah.
So,
The only part that really discouraged me a little bit was when he's fighting the snake. I wish they would have cut a little that scene down a little bit, because the snake, when it was fighting him, like when it was coiling around the girl, it looked great, but like when he was fighting it, it looked a little goofy. But that's kind of the only thing that I really had to say about it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it was like the direction, like some of the angles that they had on there.
mm-hmm.
It was like almost like Sam Raimi kind of like directing. It was kind of cool, different angles and stuff. I thought it was super creepy.
Yeah, Brian Taylor is pretty good. So
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I couldn't believe it actually got released straight to video.
yeah, I was a little disappointed. I wanted to go see it in theaters, but I kept looking to see when it would be listed, and all the theaters around me, it was never listed. And then I think it only got like a very limited release in Europe, and then that was it.
That was like the test market,
I guess.
Like,
I don't know.
I think it played for a couple nights in New York and Chicago and a couple places, but like only in limited, like big venues like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not cheap making one of those movies. Like, it still cost, I think, a few million, didn't it?
I think the budget was 20 million. You said, Johnny?
Yeah.
That's still a good chunk of change.
Yeah, but for today's standards, that's pretty small budget, though.
I guess, yeah.
Because the first Deadpool is considered a super small budget, and they had a budget of 52 million. So
Holy,
or 60 million, and that was considered a small budget for a superhero movie. You know.
Well, that is considered. Well, that used to be like a medium budget film, but like, yeah, now that's on the way smaller side, because everybody's making like $250 million movies now and shit like that. But
yeah, like most of the time they suck anyway.
Yeah, true. It's so true. Yeah. So, did you any Halloween stuff, movies, shows? Did you do any kind of? I know some people like to do they try to do the movie a day or a night, one movie for each day of the. No,
I never even got to that. I was like, so like I get home from work at like let's see, I'd probably get home from work at like 6 or 6:30, and then like we had something to eat quickly, and then after supper, by the time you eat and everything, you kind of like chill out and watch some YouTube for about a half an hour and veg. And I was like, man, I gotta start drawing here, because I got like an hour and a half to 2 hours before I got to get to bed. And so, yeah, no, my whole October was just drawing. I was like, oh God, this is terrible. I mean, it's fun, but it's still like, yeah, you wake up sleepy.
Well, it's
right for sure.
Well, it's more productive than just sitting there watching a movie a day. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Well, you know, it's funny too. Like when you do the drawing a day, and like I was giving her pretty hard. I put a lot of effort into those pictures. So, I mean, I was like, it's almost like a skill test for me. So it's like, how fast can I get this picture done? And like with like nice detail. So as I started, it was like kind of a little shaky, and then as I kind of got into it a bit more, it started getting better. So I think it's good practice too, because you just build your skills, right? So each year I do it, it seems like I improve a bit because it's like just constant and steady work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoy doing those things. But
yeah, I saw the list. You posted it from the Facebook page.
well, you try and get more people involved too, because it's more fun, right?
Yeah.
Seeing everybody's stuff, and then a little bit of friendly competition between
Their
everybody.
take, everyone's take on the same character. Yeah, it's so
yeah. Only one I think I messed up maybe was the last one there. What was it called? The witch one. What was it?
I just took a quick look, so
I remember.
Yeah.
It is 7 Years of Darkness.
Oh, isn't that a what's his name?
Joseph something?
Schmalky?
Schmalky, yeah.
Yeah, Schmalky. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I didn't get any kind of reaction from him, so I'm guessing I did it wrong. I don't know. I couldn't find like a lot of good samples of it, so I drew the guy like with his like cape open, and he had like some kind of red rib cage thing, and so it was like on his cloak or whatever before, but I just put it like as a tattoo on his chest. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like,
but, yeah, you had some really nice pieces. I enjoyed those. A lot of the stuff you posted there, some pretty cool stuff in there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, like I said, they're lots of fun to do. So
I got some stuff to check in tonight too. This showed up today.
Ooh,
the Lobo Compendium. Nice. Yeah. So
is that hardcover or that's
no,
soft?
That's a lot of pages. Holy.
Yeah, I think it's a good 5 or maybe 800, maybe. Probably closer to 800, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd have to go and check on.
Yeah, that looks like it's a good 30 to 40 issues in that thing, man. That's a fat boy.
I could look it up real quick. How many pages?
It's thick with 2 C's, bro.
Let's see. I could go check real fast. They give you the info here on. It was actually on. It's still on sale, 30% off if you go on Amazon. Instead of it being $80, it's $55. So,
holy.
So that's 1,300
good deal.
1,320 pages.
That's like $40 for me, right? Damn.
Yeah, close to that. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Good deal. It's 30% off. This is something I ordered a while back, and it finally came in. The Trigun.
Yeah.
It's a nice little like engraved kind of that kind of leather style cover.
Oh, cool.
Pretty cool. And I got
Did you read it? What'd you think?
No, I didn't read it yet. Oh. I just got them not too long ago, and I got the same idea. This one's the deluxe, the maximum.
Well, it's because it originally started. It was a shonen series, and then it jumped to being a seinen series, which means it's for older people, so it gets more bloody and gory. But
with the maximum or
with the maximum, yeah, it keeps the same continuity, but it's it jumps up in the action and the gore.
Okay, but is it a continuation or do they restart?
Yeah, it's all one. Okay, one narrative.
Same idea. They do the nice engraved
with Wolfwood's cross machine gun rocket launcher. Yeah, that's sweet, man.
Yeah, and then you got the gold title. It's
sweet.
They're nice. Dark Horse. I mean, when it comes to this stuff, they're hardcovers. Dark Horse does a fantastic job because the Berserker hardcovers are fantastic. They're super nice as well. Yeah. So I keep an eye out for those things. Sometimes they go on sale. Like the Berserker ones there, I think there's 15, 16 volumes, something like that.
Of the hardcover, I think there's more than that. Or like they might still be putting them out because there's like 47 of the regular Tokuban.
So I put those on my list, and I wait to see some. They don't go on sale. They go like 25% off, and when they hit 25%, I'll buy one every once in a while.
Well, and he's an artist that like it actually pays to get like an oversized edition of Kentaro Mura's art. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It really is just lovely. There's a lot of mangas where I look at it, I'm like, I don't need an oversized of that, but like Berserk and Mura's art, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah. So
And also, I got you into some more weeb shit too. Didn't you watch an anime recently that I talked
Oh
about?
fuck yeah! I watched Dan. Dan. Yeah.
As soon as the witch stole the kid's penis, I'm like, I know Joe's gonna love this show.
Yeah. Let me let his dong. What is it?
I'm gonna gobble your dog.
I'm gonna gobble your dong. Yeah. Oh my god, that's a crazy anime. I love it.
And then the aliens, we're going to steal your banana.
Your banana. Yeah.
What's this called?
Dan.
Dan, I never heard of it.
Dan. It's on Netflix. You can watch
I'm
it.
gonna have to look it up now.
The first-
It's brand new. It's still running.
Yeah.
It's only 5 episodes of it.
5 episodes. It's 12 episodes, and there's 5 out now. So I guess they drop one a week, and it's 5 episodes, and it's pretty wild. Yeah.
Oh, I did start watching that Vox Machina too.
That's the one about the Critical Role people, right?
Yeah, it's like on Prime there. It's actually pretty good.
Is
Like
Arcane
animated show.
Is Arcane dropping this weekend?
Arcane starts, really soon. And I didn't know it was going to be the last season. They're going to be wrapping it up with this too, from what it said on Netflix. It said final season starts. I'm like, that sucks. I mean, it just started, in my opinion.
Yeah, didn't they just have one season already, or has it been 2?
Yeah, they had one season.
Far. But like it took them forever to get the second one made. So I think that they're just kind of like, oh man, this takes a lot out of us. So let's just knock it out, I guess, is the reason.
Maybe. It is a super good series, though.
And then keeping it in the weebs, I got to check in too, because we're going to be doing a crazy sci-fi episode here in the near future. I watched one on Netflix, anime called Yakitori, Soldiers of Misfortune. Really fun. If you like Starship Troopers, I highly recommend it. It's basically Earth gets taken over by this alien Tread Federation, and basically we're just like outsourcing, like we do jobs and just menial shit for them, or like we're just throwaway soldiers, and this is about like a troop of these soldiers that have to go to battle with these giant elephant and dog people. It's a lot of fun though. It also has it gets deep, man. It kind of dives into like kind of what's going on in the Middle East right now with its narrative. So I thought it was kind of bold programming for being kind of on the sillier side at the same time. I think it balanced it pretty well. So like I highly recommend checking out Yakitori, man, if you're kind of want something that breaks down kind of what's going on over in Palestine in a digestible and somewhat fun manner. Like, yeah, it's a pretty fun watch. 6 episodes, I think, is as long as it is. So you don't have to put too much into it either. It's not like One Piece where you got to watch a million episodes of the damn thing.
I never really got into anime very much. I don't know. My daughter's always trying to bug me to get into it. I'm like,
I just broke at the right age, man, because when I was little, there was Voltron and Robotech. And then when I got older, they started showing stuff like Akira and Vampire Hunter D and stuff like that on Sci-Fi Channel. And then I started renting more stuff at Hollywood Video. And yeah, I just became a weeb. Like
the squeaky voices kind of drive me nuts. That's my biggest issue.
That's one thing when they get a little too yelly all the time. Like,
yeah,
I start watching, my wife's like, why do they have to yell all the time? It's
exactly.
like it's fucking annoying. They don't just talk, it's constant yelling. But I mean, look, they know what they're doing, right? Because my nephew watches YouTube videos, and it's all these people with Nerf guns just yelling at the top of their lungs nonstop. And when he's a little older, I don't know if he still watches it, but when he was like 10, he couldn't get enough of it. And so I think these animes, they know how to get the young kids, man. They have the super hyperactive, agitated characters that are yelling. It keeps their attention because, short attention span. So, it's quiet. Then, they start yelling, so it grabs their attention again, right? So they give you a calm moment, then they start yelling to you, like, wait, get your attention back.
That's a good point. So I didn't realize that, but like, yeah, some of the main streamers in the world, like Kai Cenat and iShowSpeed, like they half their streams are just them screaming at the top of their lungs about like whatever weird stuff they're doing.
Well, it keeps you involved. Yeah, I guess you're always like, what is that? Kind of alert.
you need that kind of flow up and down, right? If it's always too much, it's an overload, like a sensory overload. So you got to tone it down, and you bring it back up. Then you like let people get a breath, take their breath, right? Then you give it back to them. It's like yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I've noticed that anime is kind of like that too. I think, and I'm sure all these popular, they probably research. There's probably somewhere you can go to research all this shit, and they probably know exact. It's probably very calculated. They know what they're doing, and
they probably just like monitored the kids in the classrooms and like with their instructor, where he'd like be all quiet, then start yelling and slapping his stick against the chalkboard or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So Johnny, is that do you have anything else for your check-in?
Not that I can think of, man. Like much like Raymond and Juan, like I watched so much stuff lately that it just all blends together, and I can't like, what did I watch? Like I watched like 12 things, but I can't name them.
I watched Joker.
Oh, that's the Folie d'Or.
Yeah, I watched that.
Was it as terrible as everybody says it is?
It's not horrible, but I just wish they would have integrated the singing better. Like because it's like his delusion. Like when they sing, it's kind of like where he goes off into his delusion or he goes into his shell, and it's like his. And it just seems like it's not it would have been nice to have like an obvious transition where you see it kind of happen instead of it just like a light, then it's a musical number. And Pat loves Lady Gaga, and she's like, there's too much Lady Gaga, she said.
What? So like Quentin Tarantino was laughing about that because he's like, he thought it was great because he said it's just really a big middle finger to the movie studio.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like
they forced him to do it. From what I understand, Todd Phillips didn't want to do a sequel. So, and from what I understand, like this movie was made with discussed towards kind of the first film and the fans of it. At least that's how I've heard it described by reviewers. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't qualify that statement, but that's the gist that I get. And I can understand that if you kind of like made a great movie and you just wanted to leave it alone, and they were like, no, you got to do more with this. Like I'd probably did the same thing, especially
meaning like incel type people.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think anybody kind of wants to be attached to that type of stuff, especially when you're trying to make like a really cool, hard hitting adaptation of like a popular character, and like you attract like that crowd to it.
And I gotta say, I really enjoyed the ending though.
Was it good?
I liked it. I already kind of knew what it was because I listened to a podcast where they talked about it, but I thought it was pretty good, man. And I like the. I won't spoil it for anyone, but I'm sure people have probably already heard. But it was pretty good.
Okay, well, I got one more too. I'm sorry, Raymond, but like,
it's okay. No, go on.
To keep it in the Batman vein, I finally got caught up with the Penguin, and like I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah, I've been watching that too.
That this last episode, the 7th episode, where they kind of show like with his backstory. Oh, you haven't seen it? Like, oh, dude, when they kind of show like Penguin and his mom when he was a little kid, and like, oh, dude, it's fucked up. This is probably this is probably the most disturbing episode yet, dude. Like, it's pretty cool. And I love Sophia. I think she's probably like one of the best villains that come up in a while. I think that she's got a really natural creepiness to her while being relatable, and like I'm actually rooting for her and not Penguin, but whatever, you know what I mean? Like I'm just enjoying the show.
That's cool.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying that too. Colin Farrell, right? Yeah, man, he's so good as that character.
Unrecognizable. I'm so surprised that a pretty boy like him is doing a role like that where he's just so completely unrecognizable, looking like Steven Seagal and shit. You know what I mean?
I can't stop and think about like Robert De Niro when I see him as the Penguin.
Really, I see Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal. What was that meme I seen with Seagal in it where he's like what is this word in English? He says to the guy. He's like, and then there was like a commentator after. He's like, dude, you're from Michigan. It's hilarious.
So, all right, like we said at the beginning of the show, we are talking about Fallen issue 3. We have the link in the chat, and it's also in the description down at the bottom if you want to back it. And kind of to start the interview part of this episode off, I want to know, like, are you basing this off of like actual dragon lore? Or are you kind of creating your own? Because I'm not too well versed in dragons, but like this kind of seems pretty original. Are you kind of like making up your own dragon mythology, or are you playing with?
Yeah, it's just basically my own idea, and I'm going with it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're like they're like descendants of dragons, basically. So the queen is obviously like an immediate descendant of her father, who's the giant dragon that's sleeping. And all of these other ones are like awakened dragons, basically. So like when I'll spoil it for some people that haven't read issues 1 and 2 a little bit, but so when she killed Xander, she actually, or when Slick killed Xander, they actually awoken his spirit dragon when this happened. But normally it was supposed to be like a sacrifice. So like his sword that Slick had was supposed to suck the souls out of the dragon born, and it goes into the vial to keep the grandfather asleep. And so, yeah, they're Slick. So rip. So yeah, it was basically to keep him sleeping. So when he sliced them with the sword, it sucked their soul into the vial, and they need so many souls every century to keep them asleep. And so when she did it to Xander, it didn't work like that because he came back. He woke up after it. It didn't suck his soul out because, surprise, he's a zombie. He doesn't really have a soul. So yeah, it backfired on her. So then it was like a panic mode of like, so then she tried getting him on her side, and the rest is history, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So this issue, he's basically, because when he sucked the soul out of Slick there, he gained like kind of like foresight of what's been going on, and so he knows the whole story of what's been happening with all this. So now he's like, that's it, need to end it kind of deal. So he's going after her now.
Okay, and this probably lead to my second question. I should have probably started with this one. For the people at home that are probably new to this, like, what would be your elevator pitch? How would you like kind of explain the backstory of Fallen to kind of get people into it?
Well, I've been calling it a dark fantasy lately because, superhero's a little overused, and I don't really know if he is a superhero really, because he's a pretty dark character really. So yeah, dark fantasy comic that basically delves into like descendants of dragons, and it has an anti-hero, a hero that you're not sure if you like him yet, but you're kind of following along the path of that, and it takes place in the Queen City. So it's not New York or California. It's it's actually based out of Regina, where I'm from, and they call it Regina, the Queen City. So it's a bigger version of it. So I made up some of the landmarks in there to make it a little bigger, because actually Regina is quite small. So
yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically the lowdown of it, the pitch.
Right on. So basically I don't know. Joe, what do you got?
I just wanted to go on to see. So if people, like you said, if you didn't want to spoil too much when you're getting into it, but on your campaign, you can do the catch-up tiers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you can do
issues
the
1,
catch-up
2,
tiers.
3.
Yeah. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. You can do the catch-up tiers. So this is issue 3. So if you haven't read 1 and 2, you don't have to worry. You can go and get 1, 2, and 3. It's available to back with this campaign, so you can get caught up on it all.
And you're pretty much done with 3, right? Like we've got like a whip PDF that you sent us. You kind of just need colors and lettering at this point, right? For most of it.
Yeah, so I got Yoni. He's working on the lettering again for this issue because he said he can't give it up now because he has to find out what happens because he's been in this long. So, but yeah, so he's doing the lettering, and once it gets funded, I'll be sending them over the colored pages. I still have like a handful of colored pages to go. Probably like I don't know how many I've done. I'd say about 20 pages. So the book is 32 pages. It's like a hefty size comic book. It's not like 24 pages and 4 of the pages are advertising. It's 32 pages front to back. So you're getting your money's worth basically. And this issue is actually, I think, probably the most action based out of the 3 I've done.
Yeah, a lot of fighting.
And I gotta admit, man, your black and whites are clean as hell, bro. Is there any chance that you putting out like an artist edition like version of the issues at some point? Just B&W?
I actually have it on there. Yeah, there's a black and white edition on this tier, on this campaign.
Yeah, and just recently you were working on some. You revealed the splash page on socials.
Yeah.
You just finished coloring recently. Last week, I think you finished this one up.
Yeah, last week I finished coloring it. So actually, the little top corner is actually the original campaign page I used the picture for.
Yeah.
So I had like half of it done. I was like, I'll post this on there. I never know what to use for like campaign pages, right? So like whatever grabs people's attention. So I put that up there, and then I switched it to the dragon now.
Yeah. See, and you're, like you said, you've been working on this nonstop. So last night you were working on some colors too on another page. So you've been teasing a few pages here and there, not revealing too much, but yeah. So
yeah, I didn't give you guys the complete issue there. I kind of left a couple pages out because I'm like, oh, I don't want to spoil it until it's colored. So, so I gave you, I think, what was it, like 28 pages of it?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, 28 or 22 pages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between there, 28, 22. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool ending to this issue too. I think you guys could probably see where it's going, but
yeah, because like you said, it's not lettered right yet. The pages you sent us, but it's very action heavy, and after reading 1 and 2 and how the reveal at the end of 2 where that standoff starts, so you know that the next issue, anytime an issue ends with someone holding up a sword, like confronting someone, you know the next one's gonna start off with a bang. So
yeah. The first 2 issues were kind of a slow burn, so I thought I better pick it up because issue 4 is going to be like bonkers. So that's going to be all out hell, and it's going to be full of lots of dragon stuff if people are into that too.
I didn't notice in the add-ons. Do you have add-ons where people can pick up I Hate Mourning?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can do that in your add-ons as well on top of...
There's a package too I got where like you get all the comics basically.
All the comics. Okay, there you go. Yeah. I knew you had the catch-up tier. I didn't notice... So you can get your previous for I Hate Mourning.
Yeah, it's down there. I think the tier is called I Love Comics or I Love the Comics is the title of it.
I Love Comics. I think I named it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you get like everything basically.
Yeah.
So, and it's in Canadian pricing for you Americans, so you're getting discounts.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Because compared to what we pay up here for your comics down south, it's a good deal.
True that. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, I just seen Matt Wilding, his comic funded a couple hours ago. That Old Devils.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Yeah, that was down to the wire too. So
There you go.
hopefully some of that rubs off on me a little bit.
Yeah.
We're hoping on it, man. Yeah, like hoping to get some of that Travis Gibb magic where we could get a couple people at least to hop on and back it for you for the show.
Yeah. But I mean, you're looking at campaigns and they've been a little slower, I find. Like compared to like I'd say the last couple years, campaigns have been a bit slower. Like before, campaigns used to fund quite, I won't say easily, but comfortably within the like 30-day period where, often you didn't really have to rely on that last 48 hours to get your book funded. Often you're capable of doing it by the end of the final week, of it. But,
books that have been coming out that look amazing that actually have like pretty cool people working on it, like Dreamcatchers that had John Bivens doing the art. That didn't fund until it was almost all the way done. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. So like,
I seen that the preview for that. That looked awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy it funded because I was hella worried about that because like. And I think it's like what I was coming down to because I was talking to Joe and I was talking to like pretty much everybody that I know that covers comics and like the whole
Well, I think a lot of these publishers are like afraid to take the risk now, so they're putting it on Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
So like Thundercats was on there.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, like normally that would probably go straight to like the store. But yeah,
Kickstarter. Valiant has done some Kickstarters. AWA is doing Kickstarters now. You have who else?
Well, Todd McFarlane did a toy one not long ago, but
did he?
Who knows until he puts his comics on here too.
Well, now you got like big ass name people like Mike Choi and fucking Jim Mahfood doing these $40 for a one issue Kickstarter because they got big names and they know they can pull it off type crap. And like I'm worried that that's also going to lead a lot of smaller creators to think that like they're going to need to ask those kind of prices too, and that's just going to completely kill the market because I mean like I think Mahfood and people like that could pull that shit, but like
they've been in the business for a while, right? So
I think it's still gougy as hell.
It is, but I mean, they have a body of work to back, their campaign up. Whereas someone who's lesser known, that someone can't just Google their name and boom, tons of images of their work pop up. Like, how many covers has Jim done over the years? Like,
yeah,
tons of covers. So you go on Google, you'll see a ton of his work, but other people don't have that much exposure, right? So people might be a little more reluctant if the prices are a little higher, right? Because they don't know what they're backing really. It's a bit of an unknown, right? So, and when you're asking for higher prices, I mean, people work hard for their money and, they don't want to feel like they got gypped or they don't want to feel like they backed something like they're expecting one thing, but they got something else. Like I was saying before, sometimes you get a lot of covers, like you get like 6 variant covers and they barely show you any of the interiors, right? And then when you back it, you have all these amazing covers and then the interiors are kind of lackluster, right? So you kind of feel like, I either just do prints or make a comic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to just make covers nice, then do a run of dirty prints. Like just titty prints. And
forget about making comics. Reluctant to show what the interiors look like, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
it's all a bunch of covers. No, like I don't know what it is. I was almost wondering if I should try a different platform too, but
you have GoGo, you have Zoop. Is there any other ones?
There's that Fund My Comic, but I don't know if that's like CG stuff or what.
Okay. There's Fundraiser. I don't know if that still exists.
What was the one that Matthew Allison did?
Yeah,
was
Fundraiser.
Was that Fundraiser? Okay, I thought that was just called Crowdfunder or something like that.
I
remember it had a generic ass name. Yeah, I think you're right.
It was Fundraiser. the problem with those sites, which isn't really a problem.
Actually, I like the Matthew Allison one because like the thing I hate most about
pay up
Kickstarter,
front.
I like paying up front. If I'm back in the book, take my money now. I hate waiting
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
like,
that's-
I don't know
that's
if I'm
how
going to have
Indiegogo
money
is
in my
too, right?
I don't know if I'm going to have my money in my account 40 days from now. You know what I mean? Just take it now because like I want to buy the book now and I have the money for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be backing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was wondering if I should try a different platform maybe next time, or maybe really re-release on a different one.
I know a lot of people that are doing both Kickstarter and they've been turning to Indiegogo more and more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like just test
But
the waters
on-
basically.
On the other side of that, I've noticed a lot of people that used to raise their books and make a lot of money on Indiegogo are all on Kickstarter now. So
But they're doing both.
I haven't seen that too.
because they're doing both. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I've gone and they're doing both. Like
Okay.
Nandor, he's running his campaigns on both because you have some people that
Oh, see, I was talking about like the Florida Man guy and like the Dead at 17 guy and the Wolf and
Okay.
Batty guy. Those guys were all like
Mhm.
straight up Indiegogo Ride or
Yeah.
Die mofos, and now they're on Kickstarter, which is kind of funny because they used to all talk shit about Kickstarter.
Mhm. But I've noticed a lot. Some people are doing. They're going to both to try to get that extra backers. You know, to get the book into more hands. You know.
Yeah, I think like Indiegogo too, you can have like a running fund too, like so you don't have to have a set amount.
And you can keep the store open. Like once the campaign's done, you can still buy and sell the book at from your campaign, right?
Kickstarter's doing that now too.
Kickstarter's doing that, but I think it's only if your campaign's successful.
Yeah.
Right? They'll leave it open because Richard did that with his for Blaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he left it open after he was done.
I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
I feel bad now.
So if your campaign's successful, you can. I think you can leave it open. I don't know. Maybe you know better, Ray.
Yeah, so like when you're setting it up, there's like options like if you want to leave it up like permanently, or if you want to leave it up for a certain amount of time, or it's up to you basically now. If it's successful, and you can set the price too, so you can change the price. So maybe you want a couple extra bucks if it funds.
Yeah, if people are like, "Oh, you didn't help me make a successful campaign," well, if you want to buy it now, well, it's more expensive for the people who get on after. What's the limit you can put? Like a week, 2 weeks, a month extra? Is there a limit?
I think
there's no limit. So you can go right up until you send it to the printers to get your final print run, and then
and keep it up from after that, because I know Indiegogo people, like they will do new variant and prints of this book and still sell it on that same old campaign.
Okay.
So like I'm pretty sure if like Kickstarter is probably going to let you do the same thing, or maybe not.
I think they're trying to change their platform a bit to keep up with these other ones. I don't know why they would. I think they have the market share, but
yeah. But I mean, it's a good option, right? Because with Richard, I had something fall through, and I was like, I wanted a T-shirt and all this, so I had to change my pledge, right? Because I was like, ooh, I don't know what's going on, because I had a job fall through and stuff. So I was like, I didn't know what was going on, so I was like, so I changed my pledge, and then it kept open. So I went back. Once that got resolved, I kind of knew exactly what was going on. I was like, okay, I could splurge a little bit here. So I went and added the T-shirt back on after the campaign was over. So I added the T-shirt back, right? So
it's kind of cool too for like small creators, because like, you know, not a lot of us have like big money where we can have an expensive website and have a store on there and everything. So it kind of like leaves an option open where like
exactly
you now have an online store.
Almost, yeah, it acts like that. Yeah.
Yeah, similar to anyway.
I find that's where I had a huge criticisms for Kickstarter, where like they didn't help creators much. It's like, here, okay, you're successful, we're taking our money, and that's it. You know, like,
you're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like
yeah, thanks for using our platform. We're taking our cut. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And better for Phil, otherwise you can't come back.
Yeah, right. No, it's a little more user friendly, maybe, that's for sure.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anything else happening with you guys?
So Fallen though, man, like we're 3 issues in. Like, are you planning this to be like an arc, or how long is this gonna go for? Do you have planned?
The peak, like I keep calling this the peak, but it's a 4-issue arc. So
Okay.
it finishes off at 4, and I don't know what's going on after that. If I continue on with the series or if I just end it. Because really, I could just end it. Like, he's a fun character to draw and everything, but you got to kind of wonder if you want it to end or not.
Yeah.
So, because I want to try other things too, right? So,
yeah, I
don't
mean,
leave everyone hanging either.
Your Western stuff, I gotta say, your horses and everything, fucking, they blew me away, man. Those Inktober ones with the horses and you gotta do a character that has a trench coat, man.
Yeah. The Flasher.
The Flash. Yeah, it's perfect.
That'll make $1 billion on Kickstarter, man.
Yeah,
you would. Yeah,
you could do the dong cover, you know,
a dog cover
where it's like the cover opens, like,
and then it's just there.
Yeah, it opens and it's like it flashes when you open it.
That sounds like an Adrian type comic, you guys.
Yeah, you make it fold over, like kind of like a half.
You shouldn't be giving him any ideas here.
Yeah. Now, instead of gatefold cover, you just do it kind of over, and it just reveals the dong.
The sweep. Yeah.
That
would be funny.
Or do one of the pop-ups, you know?
Yeah.
Open it up and like the dong comes out from the.
Oh, that would be classic. That'd be unforgettable for sure. Anyway.
I don't know how much that would cost at the printers to get a like.
I don't know who would do it.
I don't know if even you'd have to probably get a book on how to do like the folds so that they'd.
Because I imagine like those pop-up books are probably done by like
a specialty printers.
Specialty printers that probably do mostly children's books.
Yeah.
It would be pretty terrible if one of those snuck into a kid's book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God. That's funny as hell.
I mean, even with Fallen, you could have done like the center page where you do like the dragon's head could pop up, you know.
Oh, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Cool. Yeah.
No, I wanted to. I was really looking into trying to get like a figurine, almost like those McFarlane ones.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get some of those made because a friend of mine has a 3D printer. So,
oh, cool.
And I was like, I wonder, and then he's like, I don't know how to do the programs. He's like, I just find free ones. Man, do you know anybody? He's like, you'd have to look online, and that's about as far as I got. So, maybe issue 4.
Mm-hmm.
Be cool though to have like a little figurine.
Yeah. You can get in touch with Adrian. Who does he do it through? For the figures.
Female old Western.
King Spider. King Spider, he does.
King Spider?
Yeah,
King Spider.
Yeah. King Spider's the toys, the figures, action figures guy that he goes through.
It kind of looks like the React figures, pretty much. Like, same with. Is that who Richard goes through too? Because this look pretty similar to the Trichovy figure.
No, Richard goes through a different one. I don't know what Richard's is, but it isn't the same one as Adrian. Yeah.
King Spider.
I think so. Here, I'll grab it. I got it right there.
Last time we had you on, man, we talked about your one shot. I Hate the Mourning.
Oh yeah. So what do you guys think of it?
Oh, dude, I love it. That's probably my favorite of your work so far. I love how it circumvented my expectations, because like I knew it was going to be a vampire comic, but like when it started out as like a slasher, and then it kind of moves on to like an urban setting, like really punchy, really fun. I loved I Hate the Mournings, and I was wondering if you had anything else like that planned in the near future. Kind of.
Well, I do want to do more of those, but it was fun for me because it was just a one shot, so I didn't owe it anything, right?
Yeah.
Like the Fallen series kind of weighs on me because it's like, oh, I don't want to leave people hanging at this point. So yeah, I know everybody's like, oh, like the one guy, he just finished shipping his comic and he's already putting the next one up on Kickstarter, and I'm like, I wish I could be that quick, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to do more just one shot comics where I can just kind of wrap it up in one issue.
Yeah,
But
that's really cool.
I like the horror genre too. It's so fun to do.
Did you get inspired to do that when you did that short that your son wrote and you drew it?
Yeah, I was kind of like I got my feet wet a little bit, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I want to do more of this kind of in the woods thing and kind of creepy, right? So
yeah, because I remember when you posted that. Yeah, what was that? A 6 to 10 page short?
Yeah, it was 6 pages.
6 pages. Yeah,
that's
fun.
Yeah, it was. That was pretty cool, actually. Like because we were just talking, like it'd be cool if, like, what if somebody was dragging somebody in the woods and then they look over and they see somebody staring at them, and then it's almost like impersonating like a shadow of them. And so we kind of went off of that, right? And the guy basically lost his mind when he's dumping a body into the river. Yeah, so it was like, there's so many creepy things in the woods too. Like you go in the woods and all little sounds and stuff. And I remember, like, when I was younger, like partying in the woods, you do such stupid shit. Like, and I just thought, if you're going to do a vampire comic, why wouldn't you do it in the woods where there's like dumb teenagers messing around, drinking, and then that happens. Yeah, that was such a fun comic to do.
That's a great splash page. Well, it's not really a splash page. It's got a little panel in the bottom.
Yeah, there's a couple small ones. I wanted to do the little slow motion of the heart.
It's good stuff, though.
Yeah, I do want to do more of those, though. That'd be cool. More horror stuff for sure. My sister keeps trying to convince me to do like children's books.
Oh yeah?
I don't know.
Like what kind? Like, did she pitch you anything, or?
Well, she thinks I should do like little fuzzy animals and.
Well, you could make it like
you can do that and still do horror and gore. I mean, like we covered just the other day the Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, which is like a really brutal crime drama about serial killers, but it's drawn with this kind of Berenstain Bears type anthropomorphic cute animals type thing. My favorite comic book in the world is Usagi Yojimbo. He's an adorable little bunny rabbit samurai that decapitates and do some bowels and chops arms off of little cat ninjas and stuff all the time. So, I mean, like, just because you're doing cute little animals, you can still do some pretty brutal comics.
Well, it's true. I did that Indie Tober one of that Horace Goes to Hell. Yeah, that's the fuzzy rabbit there that, I don't know, he's just gruesome. I drew him like all bloody on top of some kind of monster.
Yeah. But do you think, like, back in the day, you used to be able to do children's book, but it had like mature jokes that go over their head, but that adults can
catch on. Yeah.
But do you think people are so up their own asses now that you'd get criticized for doing that now? Whereas back in the day, it was kind of like, all right, it still has a mature tone for an adult because they'll catch that. The children won't, which is the point. So adults can get something out of it as well. But you think people are so up their own asses they'll lose?
I don't know, Joe. The last 2 kids' books I've read were Everybody Poops and Go the Fuck to Sleep. That's read by Samuel Jackson. So, like,
no, I think it could be like more like exposure too, though, right? So, like, maybe if you did put something with adult undertones in there, it might get like people would be talking about it more. So it's hard to say.
Yeah. Oh, and I think it's a pretty good backup for comic book artists. Like, I know there's a couple guys that I'm into that do children's books, at least the illustrations for them when they're not working. Like Kent Williams, John J. Muth, a couple of like the old school Vertigo guys. That's how they supplemented their comic book careers before they got big. So,
well, maybe she's onto something.
Well, I mean, I mean, depending on how old your kids are, you have maybe more or less motivation. If you have kids that are younger, you can create something and they can read it, that appeals to them. But if your kids are older, you're like, you have that motivation of creating something your kids will like.
That is true, yeah.
But if you have older
my kids are all old now, so it's like
you don't have the same motivation for it, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Tell your kids to have kids so you can write shit for your grandkids.
Oh,
God damn it, I need
oh shit.
No, I'm sure one day it'll happen.
Yeah.
They'll be like, here, watch my kid. I'm going out.
So keep ideas on the back burner for then, so then you can just bang them out, right?
Yeah.
Work on a few characters, like when you do your warm-ups, work out a few ideas in your warm-ups, and then you can keep that on the back burner. So when you have grandkids, then you can bang out one of those children's books. And
man, so it was like what was it? This summer here, I was like sitting out on my deck and I watched like this like robin going after, or it was a crow going after Greckle.
Okay.
If you know what those are, they're like those little blackbirds or whatever, right?
Yeah. The annoying ones that
make
mess
that
up everything.
Noise.
Yeah, so there was like 3 Greckles. The crow was going after the Greckles, and there was a robin going after the crow. And I thought, that's crazy. Like, what the heck's going on here? It almost looked like the villain and his henchman. And then the robin was going after them to take them down. I kind of thought that'd be a fun little kid's little story there. But
yeah, and that would be cool too, because birds aren't typically used. I mean, usually people kind of use more foresty animals. So yeah, that could be pretty neat to do.
And it could have, like you say, a darker undertone, like a little more horror kind of.
Like the Greckles cracking the eggs and.
Mm-hmm. It could be a dark children's book. There are quite a few of those. No, but I mean, it is there. I mean,
well, they got to be exposed to the real world.
Exactly. It's not all about unicorns and rainbows, man. Like,
there's
got to realize. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like technically, Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline are kids' movies, and those are fucked up, if you ask me.
Those are pretty twisted. Yeah,
they're pretty dark. Yeah. The Dark Crystal.
Yeah, that was a weird show too.
That was a dark children's fantasy. Labyrinth. The line a little bit.
See, you're going back to when we were kids. I was kind of trying to toe the modern line because like everything was messed up. All the kids' movies were messed up.
Well, even though like Nightmare and Coraline are old already, so
kind of. Yeah, I guess I got to get caught up because.
What's a children's thing that came out recently that was like kind of edgy or dark? I mean,
I don't think there hasn't been much.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
everything's so soft now, right?
Fucking helicopter parents fucking ruin everything.
The last kids thing I heard about is that one about the dude with the purple crown or whatever, color crayon.
Yeah. Oh, that's not dark at all, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's like the last kids thing I know about it. Like
it wasn't bad. I saw it. It wasn't bad, but.
There was that other one Ryan Reynolds did there too with the.
That one was a little more dark, I found, than the purple crayon. Yeah.
Yeah, where he was like following him around or whatever.
If something like that. Anyway, yeah. Then
there was that other one with that Jason Moana or whatever his name is, where he had like pink hair or whatever.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, where he was.
It wasn't terrible. I didn't mind it.
Where he had to like guide the little girl to like the land or whatever. Yeah, that looked. What was that even called?
I can't remember what it was called. I did watch it though. It was pretty good.
I love Jason Momoa. I'll probably watch it just because of him, because like he is so over the top. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's a wild man. That guy.
I just enjoy him being silly. You know what I mean? He's just good to watch.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool actor. It's surprisingly that he's not as big as some of these other actors, eh?
Yeah, I think he likes to take time off, whereas like a lot of the other guys are just try to grind. Momoa, like it seems like he just takes the roles that he feels like at the times he feels like, and he doesn't like try to push himself to constantly be in stuff. And I kind of respect that more than like The Rock, who's always trying to be in something.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, it's like gotta be in my next movie. Like, I don't know. maybe there is something to. Well, it's like the Gordon Levitt. Is that his name, right?
Joe Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah. So like he's only like in a movie like every 5 years or something.
Yeah, he's kind of really taken a back page. I can't even remember the last time I did see him. It was like I think in a Netflix movie, right? He was in that Project Powers. I think was the last time I saw him.
He was in. Wasn't he in? Blah, blah, blah.
He was just in something recently.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, that's right. He was in Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Was he?
Yeah, he was
that
boyfriend to the daughter of Eddie Murphy's daughter.
That's right. He was actually funny in it. I can't believe I forgot about that movie already. It was good.
It was all right.
Yeah, but like before this year, it seemed like the last movie I seen him in was like Batman or something.
Yeah,
he's like hardly in anything.
Yeah, he's done a few smaller, less.
Which is cool too. Like either that or he's having a hard time getting fired.
He could probably live fat off of that Third Rock from the Sun money forever. You know what I mean?
Well,
that show is like always running. Like it's always on TNT or something. So like Joe Gordon-Levitt's just going to be getting checks for that until he's.
Yeah, he doesn't do as many high-profile projects anymore.
No,
a lot more smaller, like smaller budget, small indie kind of stuff now.
For a minute there, he was pushing himself as an guy though. Like when he did like the what was the movie where he was the tightrope walker? Yeah, Inception, and the one where he was one of the flying Walindas. I forget what that one was called. Where he was the walked across.
Wasn't it rope? Wasn't it or tight?
Tight, yeah,
tightrope. Maybe tightrope. It was just straight up called tightrope or high or I don't know.
I don't know if I've seen that one even yet.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it was kind of hard for a lot of people to watch because the way it was filmed, like it made a lot of people motion sick because when it showed him walking between the two skyscrapers, like that scene like made a lot of people actually ill when they watched the film. So
get your butt.
I missed Randy's comment here. Nurse Holiday. It'd probably be better if it was Nurse Overtime or Nurse.
Doc Holiday from the.
Yeah, but I mean, because Doc, you're going with Nurse, right? So Holiday, you'd want to go with something, opposite. So like Nurse Overtime or Nurse Overwork. I don't know. What's the opposite of Holiday?
Workday.
Attention.
nurse workday.
Nurse workday.
Nurse workaholic. I don't know. Yeah, because he did like to drink and gamble a lot, Doc Holiday. So.
But yeah, I think that could also be a way you could do kind of an all-age comic is like a Western, man. Like do a Lucky Luke type thing.
Yeah, I like drawing the Western stuff, cowboys and horses and that. That's kind of cool. I've always kind of liked doing that. So maybe I'll get into it yet.
Or you could like maybe make it a little more hardcore and kind of do like something like Blueberry by Mobius. That's pretty cool. And like that's somewhat all age, I guess, until he gets kind of into the military part of it. But I don't know if you guys read any of that.
I submitted a story to that. There was that anthology like a few years ago. It was the same one where that guy took all the money and ran. It was like a Western.
He took all the money and ran.
Yeah, he didn't make the comics. He just took all their money.
Huh.
Didn't even pay the creators or anything.
He was like a modern day bandit then.
Yeah.
Wow, he actually got you guys to work for free, and then...
Well, I didn't get accepted into it. I put a story in for it though, and it didn't get accepted.
See,
mine was like about a ostrich that encounters like a little person, and it's like in the old Wild West, so it's kind of like the two outcasts, and
they team up.
Does the little guy end up riding him?
He does. And so he's like riding them, and the ostrich is flying around.
See, you got your kids comic right there, bro.
Oh, there you go.
Super dark though at the end, so
yeah, but you can rework it. That's actually
baby.
a little person, an ostrich. They can be in a Western, but they're the outcast, like you say, because ostrich, most people, it's a horse, you know? Yeah. Yeah, Johnny's right. You're on to something there.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to go revisit that one, eh?
Yeah, the black sheep story, you know?
Yeah, that'd be a good children's book, probably. I'll just have to lighten the dark ending a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That actually sounds interesting. Actually, quite interesting. Yeah, a little person and an ostrich in a Western. Yeah.
Well, they would both be outcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because back then people were less accepting of differences and people who didn't look a certain way.
That's right. I think the two of them would pair up quite nicely.
And the ostrich, it escaped from a carnival. It's kind of what would be your backstory from it, or
like a traveling carnival circus type thing.
I didn't even get to where the ostrich came from. I just had it where an ostrich appeared.
Well,
so,
see, but
what are ostriches native to? Where are they from?
Africa.
I think they're from Africa. Yeah. Maybe I had it where like the little guy actually got knocked on his ass and hit his head on a rock. And then he woke up and there was an ostrich. So he befriended the ostrich and they rode into town, and then he basically tore up all the outlaws. And then
ostriches, man.
Ostriches are mean, dog. They'll
mean, vicious. They can mess you up big time.
And then at the very end of it, the ostrich and him flew off into the sky. So in other words,
were you doing mushrooms at the time you were writing your script?
In other words, he didn't make it off the rock.
Yeah, that's what you could have. Oh, and you could do a crazy peyote scene. Woo! That'd be pretty cool. Then you could get really wild with really let the really crazy style and let it go crazy there. Do a peyote scene where
maybe, maybe I'm onto something.
Yeah, I'm with Johnny. It sounds interesting. I would definitely pick that up for sure. Just pure curiosity, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to try it. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely original. I mean, I've read Demon Cowboy comics. I've read Cowboys with Robot Arms comics. I haven't read a midget riding an ostrich cowboy comic. You know what I mean? That's our little person. I am terribly sorry. Where are my manners tonight?
I mean,
we're from an older generation. It's okay.
They don't think it's okay, but whatever. We try.
And I usually only use that word when I'm talking about Tom Cruise. So
well, all right. So on that note, let's remind people that we're here talking with Raymond Lolacher and Lolacher, and we're here to help him promote his latest Kickstarter for issue 3 of Fallen. And you can go back that now on Kickstarter. You have catch-up tiers. You have a Love Comics tiers where you can get all his work. So go check that out.
Even if you're an art lover and you want some pictures drawn, I have a tier for that too. Commissions and
commission tier. Yeah.
And if any other creators are watching this, they want their characters done, I'll do the same kind of thing that we showed earlier. Do a nice little drawing for you.
Like the Inktober's?
Yeah, Inktober.
Do you do sketch covers at all? Because I've kind of gotten into that, man. And if you did do one, how much would you charge for it? Just wondering.
Like a sketch cover?
Yeah, if you got a blank cover of a comic and I asked you to draw something on it, how much would you charge for that?
I don't know, probably $75.
Okay.
Canadian. Yeah, there you go. Canadian.
Yeah. So it's not that much different than what I just paid. So that's cool. So yeah, that's something that I think is really exciting that a lot of people have been getting into that I know on Kickstarter or on Instagram. And I think it's a great format. I think it's probably the most interesting way I think to get a commission, at least like a nice A1 sized commission. I think that's the regular comic print, right? That's an A1.
Yeah, it's an A1, I think.
Where do you go to get the virgin covers?
You just buy them off Amazon, or
I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Adrian where he gets them from, because he's the guy that I know that does.
Yeah, I see him doing a lot of those lately too.
Yeah, other people too. I see a lot of people, they do those sketches.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Our other buddy Becca does them. I think David Lahan does them every now and then. So like a couple of people we know have been dabbling in doing those, and I think it's a great format. You know what I mean? Especially for getting like you're saying, like a character that somebody else likes, and that way it's like in a really cool context because it's on a cover of that for that character. You know what I mean? So
yeah. No, I don't know. I'm pretty terrible at promoting myself so much, so I'm good at helping other people.
But funny story, but true. On the thumbnail, your name was almost Raymond Lolacher because my dyslexic ass was able to catch it, luckily. So but it's hella funny. Like me and Joe both need a spelling tutor sometimes.
You know, when I went to Quebec, like years ago, actually it was 12 years ago today, I was in Quebec. I went to the hotel and the guy says, "Oh," he says, "Lolacher." I'm like, I said, "No, it's Lolacher." He goes, No, it's Lolacher. He says, "You're French." I said, I don't think so, but he says, No, it's French name. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm French, right? So that's why I always, in my mind, it just naturally, for me, it's pronounced Shay. Like, Her is Shay, right? So
that's what he was saying to me. That's a French name. I'm like, I don't think it is, but okay, we'll go with that.
Well, you pronounce it Lolacher.
Lolacher.
Yeah, Lolacher. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's how we've always said it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what does it originate? Do you know the origin?
It's Austrian.
Austrian. Okay.
Yeah. I have a little French in me, but not enough to have a Shay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. But back to the Kickstarter stuff. Yeah, if anybody likes the drawing stuff, it's pretty cheap, I think, for those kind of pictures. So,
how much are those go for? Are those $75 too, or
$75 for character drawing? Yeah.
Okay. Canadian, so that comes out to around
it's like
almost $60 American.
Yeah, it's like $60. I
think it's a little under 60, but like just around that price range, I think.
Yeah, so I think that's fairly cheap for what you're getting.
Oh yeah, definitely. Some of our other buddies, like sometimes when I look at their character sketch tiers, I'm just kind of like, I love you, you're my buddy, you do some great work, but like you're kind of crazy sometimes, bro. But like they get people back in those tiers. So some of like the commissions out there, they get them when they price them. I don't know. To me, they seem kind of high, but yeah, they're getting them, and sometimes the quality it's maybe not so great, but maybe they got a bigger name, so
maybe. I don't know. I know, like Johnny said, some of them are like, I have a budget, so sometimes I look at it, it's definitely out of my budget price range, but
yeah, me too. But yeah, every once in a while you splurge, but
yeah.
I thought I'd throw it out there in case people are seeing all those and they're going, wow, I wouldn't mind my character drawn, but I got a couple people that went for it, so that's good.
That's cool. And you do that, you add a sketch into it, like with their book, you just throw it in with the book?
Yeah, so it'd be this size. So that's A4. So
A4, the size of a standard American comic.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of bigger, right?
It's a little bit bigger.
It's wider. It's almost magazine size, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But it's decent size, and like I said, it's all hand drawn and inked, so you're not getting a scanned copy, and it's on bristleboard paper. So,
are you looking to go to any conventions or cons or anything in the near future?
I heard of one coming to like my home city here, Regina. It's like a collectible thing
Okay.
at some mall. I might
Okay.
check it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know how much traffic is really going to go through the
Yeah.
mall, if it'd be enough to make up for what I'd have to pay for a table. So,
Well, you can always go check it out this year to see.
yeah, maybe
the vibe,
go see what
check
it's
out the
like.
vibe, and then the following year you can sign up for it if you think it's
Yeah, like our local expo in town got canceled this year because the dude got sick.
Oh yeah.
Like the guy that organizes it got sick, so they canceled the whole event.
Huh.
I'm like, so one person gets sick and you cancel the whole thing? Seemed kind of odd to me.
Yeah, there's something there. Like,
Yeah, obviously the guy needs some more help or something.
Mhm.
yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of shitty because like you get one a year.
Yeah. Well,
And like flying anywhere in Canada sucks because it's stupid expensive. So
it is pretty expensive. Flying in general now is kind of expensive. So
yeah, like I was looking into going to like Edmonton's expo, and that would have been like easily over $1,000 for
Round
me to
trip.
like to fly there and then get a room, and then
Mhm.
you're paying for the event. So the chances of me making that money back are like pretty slim.
Yeah.
But
How much was a table at the Edmonton one?
I think it was like $350 or $400.
That's up there.
It's getting pretty expensive. Yeah, I heard the Edmonton one's better than the Calgary one though.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the Calgary one, I guess, is more like cosplay and movie based sort of stuff.
Okay.
Where the Edmonton is more focused on comic books.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
I prefer like actual comic cons rather than what I call media cons.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of gone past comic at this point, I think. And it's like the one in Regina here, like the ones like I've gone the last couple of years, and it was just a whole bunch of like furries and anime characters walking around, and it's like, thought we were here for comic books.
I mean, it's great that they can come out and like hang out too. But
Sure.
At the same time, like I kind of wish that there was a space. And I guess there is like some cons, but like the ones that seem really interesting are always seem so far away. You know, like the ones that like I think the closest one to me that's actually interesting to go to would be C2E2, and that's all the way in Chicago. That's about 18 hours drive from me. So
Wow.
Really? Yeah, it's cool. Like that it's fun to dress up and stuff, but you know when they're wearing full costume and they can hardly move, it's kind of like, well, is it really that much fun now? I don't know.
well,
I did get Thor to buy my comic at when I was in Humboldt.
I'm already bald, so like I've always wanted to try to pull off a really rad Hellboy cosplay. If I could figure out how to do the horns, I think that could be pretty fun. And the hand, but like
the hand you can easily do. I can tell you how.
Just paper mache, isn't it?
Just take a hockey glove, tape 2 of the fingers together, and the thumb's already pretty big on a hockey glove. Then you get like some round cylinder thing that you glue to the top. So then you'd have like the 3-finger thing. How many fingers does he have?
He has 5.
He has 5
Does
fingers.
he have 5?
Yeah, he has a whole hand on the right hand to do him.
All 5? It's not like 4 or...
No, he's got a whole hand.
Well, it's full 5 hands, 5 fingers. I mean,
I know. With a hockey glove, it already makes it kind of look bigger.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure what you're saying it'll work though for what I'm trying to go.
Yeah,
for.
you just get a piece of PVC pipe and slip it over.
Slip it over, and then you could paint or put stuff on it to make it texture and make it look like a rock, you know. So the hand, I don't think the hand would be a problem. Like you said, the horn might be a little more.
Yeah, the horns on the forehead would be like the thing that I really need to work out how to pull off. But Yeah, that's kind of like the most I do with cosplay is like try to do a rad Hellboy because I got the physique and the look for it. Well, I'm not ripped, but I got the basic size and shape. You know,
you can buy those body suits. How much are they? Like the fake chest and all that.
Oh,
You can get that right on Amazon. You can get those right on Amazon. Let's see.
You can too. Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, you can get some
spray paint it red.
Yeah, chest, muscles, chest suit, muscle suit. Let's do muscle suit. Seems to me, you could do like the arms. The ones that are expensive are the arms and chest, but the chest ones were pretty cheap and they look pretty decent.
You get those rubber ones, yeah, they slipped over.
Yeah, see, here's one. Where was it? $40, $50. Here it is. See, there's a chest one. That one's $50, and it looks pretty good. You know?
Just paint it red, like you guys said.
And then you have a jacket and stuff. So, I mean, you don't need the arms. But the ones that are expensive that you get up into the hundreds and 200s are the ones that have the arms and the, those. Yeah, they get up to range between $500 to $800. So
then you'd have like a place where you could like hide beer in, sneak into the event.
So you can get a chest thing. So if you want to do like the exposed chest or like the t-shirt or whatever, so you can do that.
I did have a family of Mandalorians came up to me at the one expo too. That was kind of cool. Yeah. It was like husband, wife, and they had like 2 little kids with them, all dressed like little Mandalorians.
Yeah, that
was deadly. Yeah, pretty cool. He even had like the voice thing on his.
Oh yeah, so when he talked, it
sounded like.
Yeah, some people go extreme, eh?
Yeah, I was like, wow, that was pretty deadly. Yeah, there was some that were pretty cool. Some cool costumes. I see another dude. He like looked identical to Obi-Wan.
Okay.
I was like, wow. I had
old Obi-Wan or Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan?
Old Obi-Wan.
Okay, looked like Alec Guinness. Gotcha.
Yeah, he looked just like dead ring. I was like, wow, you are like a twin. Couldn't believe it.
Very cool. But yeah. So anyway, man, hopefully you'll get to go to because you'll have some books now. You have 2-3 issues of Fallen by the time summer rolls around again and the conventions. Because I think it gets pretty quiet now for conventions, right? Till spring.
Yeah, it's calming down again.
Yeah, there's nothing till like I think April or something. It starts coming up again.
So you'll have 4 to 5 books you could offer people, or 3 to 4 books.
Yeah, it'd be all right. Like I mean, I also do like the art classes in my spare time, like on weekends at the local art store.
So you're still doing the art classes for the kids?
Yeah, those are fun. These kids are just crazy, man. Some of the stuff they come up with is just they're wild little animals, I tell you. The one kid, like, he was in my class and he's like, didn't even take his pencil off the paper. He just kind of like drew a line and then like this, and then had a hat on the guy. Did it in like 15 seconds. Had a full like face drawn. I'm like, wow. And he said he's like 9.
Cool.
Yeah, some kids are just talented like that, man. Like I had this friend Crystal Vera when I was in elementary school, and like dude, that kid could already draw like as good as Turd McFartlane. So like, and I was blown away. You know what I mean? I'm last time I saw him, like we were in high school, he got busted for like $150,000 worth of vandalism charges because he was a tagger. But like, man, he was incredible, even with the spray paint. So like, I don't know what he's up to now. I'm pretty sure like he's doing some amazing stuff, but yeah,
or in jail.
But when we were little kids, he already had the talent. He could have probably been like Liefeld drawing comics in his teen years. You know what I mean? If he
was stuck with it, yeah. Some people just got it in them, right?
Yeah.
My last
they can just see it and do it.
The other class I did before, I had this girl in there, and she was like, I think she was 12, and she was drawing like the craziest anime characters, like, and her imagination was just like, Like the one day she's going to be doing professional work. I can almost guarantee. Yeah, so good. Some of these kids are super talented. Yeah, so it's always fun doing those, though. I like teaching those classes with them.
Yeah, well, you're helping them along, right? So,
well, I like to think so.
Maybe give them a little more direction and stuff, you know, like.
Well, yeah, I try and push them, right? So,
showing them, like, even if they don't have it right away, if you can just show them some cheat stuff, or just like not even cheat, just like the basics, like, okay, like for a head, you kind of draw an almond shape. You know what I mean? And it is, when you break it down like that, and it can actually awaken artistic talent in kids that didn't even really know they had it yet, just learning a few simple tricks. And like, I mean, even if you could just provide that is a world of good that you did for that kid. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I know. It's like I was teaching the one kid last weekend on how to draw flames properly, because he's drawing like sketchy, just a bunch of squiggly lines. I'm like, no, give it some shape. Make it look cool. So yeah, there are a lot of cool things I try and teach them. I try and push them though, because they're always trying to draw 2D, right? Yeah, so everybody's on the same plane all the time. So
yeah, like just on one line, standing all on that one line.
Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, we gotta get them coming out of the page. So I stand in front of them and I put my hand in their face. I said, "What do you see?" They're like, "Your hand." I'm like, "Exactly. Draw my hand."
Yeah, and like, okay, is my hand bigger than my face? No. Yeah. Now, is my hand bigger than my face? When you put it close to them, they're like, "Yeah." Well, that's perspective, you know. As you know, then they kind of start grasping these concepts.
Yeah, they kind of wake up, then they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah." They're just not thinking like that. That's all.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's all things you learn, right, as you go, and.
Yeah, it's pretty cool teaching them though. I enjoy those classes.
And the tricks of using your pencil and your thumb for proportions when you're doing life drawings and stuff, you know, so you have a reference on your paper. You know, just little tricks like that are all pretty fun. And
like I try and like come up with like themes, like so like I go around the class and I ask them, say, "Okay, so we're gonna make a character. You get to pick one item on the character. Like, what's their head gonna look like?" And then you move on. What kind of body, and then what kind of weapon, and then it's like, "Kate, now you all have to draw that character."
There you go. Yeah. And it's like a collaborative effort because they all kind of have their input.
Well, sure, yeah. Then it's like they're all going around to see what everybody else is drawing, right? Yeah, the one class I had, the kid wouldn't sit down. He just kept going around the whole class. He's like, "Oh, let's see yours. Let's see yours." I'm like, "Okay, let's see yours," because you haven't done anything.
Yeah. I mean, that starts at a young age too, where you look at other people's work and you're just in awe, even though it's not necessarily better. It's just different, right?
It's just different, yeah.
Different from yours, and you're not, because you can't really make it like that. But I had a friend who drew too, and like we were jealous of each other's work.
Yeah,
I had a certain style and he had a certain style, and you're so used to seeing your own style that when you see something else, you're like, "Oh, that's fucking cool," right? And you kind of, so
yeah. There was this guy I worked with for a while, and he was like a little bit on the spectrum, but he was like super talented. Like he could draw like crazy stuff, like really nice work, and it was like kind of cartoony, but like I don't know, almost like Earthworm Jim style.
Okay,
yeah, like kind of like zany, kind of cartoony stuff.
Very energetic, dynamic poses, really good dynamic poses, a lot of movement. Yeah,
like really cool stuff. But I could never draw that. Like I just looked at him like, wow, that is incredible work, right? But but too bad he was a little crazy.
Sometimes that's what happens, right? Genius.
See, that's what made him draw so good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So That's nice to hear that you're still working with the kids then.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still having me, so it's good.
Perfect.
I'll keep going until they kick me out.
Yeah. You've been doing that for how many years now?
This is my second year doing it.
Second year? Okay.
Yeah. So, or I guess it'd be like 2.5 years maybe now. I don't know, somewhere in there.
There you go. So that's remember, people, if you're catching this on the replay, give back to Ray because he gives Raymond gives to the kids. So give back to him and go back his Kickstarter.
Yeah. Yeah. Start playing We Are the World next, right?
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, just a reminder, Fallen 3 is on Kickstarter. It's live right now. You have till Friday. What time about? When is it?
It's 8 p.m. Central.
8 p.m. Central. Fridays when the campaign ends. So you have till then to back. So so if you're watching this, we're what?
That's 7:00 Eastern time.
So we are the November 5th? November 5th. So
November 5th.
So we're Tuesday, November 5th.
It's
So
the
that'll
8th.
be so the 8th Friday. November 8th Friday.
And I'm an idiot. That's 9:00 Eastern time. 9:00. We did the daylight savings today, man. Like I got a whole extra hour of sleep, and it made me stupider.
And I think is it 6:00 Eastern? Right? That sound right?
We are ahead.
Yeah.
So we're an hour ahead.
So 8:00 it'll be it'll be
9.
6:00 Western.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Pacific time.
it'd be 9:00.
9. Yeah.
Eastern.
All right. You go east, you're ahead, and you go west, you're behind.
Yes, right.
And Joe used to have to tell me all the time when I'd scheduled the shows, like, dude, you did the time wrong. So I mix up the time zones all the time.
Yeah. Oh, it's when you start getting into like European times and stuff.
Oh yeah, when we're especially with Richard, because like he's not just from the UK, he also does it in military time. So he'd be like, "Oh, all right, chaps, how about 2200?" And I'm just like,
Well,
that's 11, right?
I'm used to that because French people do that too. So I'm kind of used to that. French people use the military time.
Yeah.
So I'm not too bad with that, but yeah, it's
I'm
just
good up until 12:00, and then I start getting messed up.
Yeah. So
No, yeah, it should be good though. Well, it looks like I got a bump from some people or something. I don't know. It's at what is this? 1,300 now. So what does that work out to be?
what are you talking about?
Oh, for the funding for the campaign.
Yeah, because you have it in Canadian. Yeah.
70% funded now.
Really?
70. Wow, you got it. That's 20%.
Yeah, pretty good bump, yeah, from some people here.
There you go.
The roof.
Cool.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I got $600 to go.
There you
Not
go.
even.
600 with till Friday. So don't
570.
Yeah.
570.
Here. I usually wait for the last 48 hours to back, but I'll do it now. I'll give another. There we go. Boom. Get an extra little bump there.
Nice. Perfect. Yeah, so just a little bit more. Hopefully it goes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
There you go. Didn't change the percentage though.
Well, it's such a small figure, right? So
yeah, you have to do the sketch tier or the commission tier.
Yeah,
that'll bump it. That'll help give it little bumps here and there.
Yeah,
but I mean, this is like the type of shit you'll be getting, right? You'd be getting that.
Yeah, maximum effort.
Yeah, and you can even ask for the ostrich with a little person.
Yeah,
and you have like the first sketch of a future book that hasn't even been released yet. If you want,
That's true. You could have like what do they call that? Not the blueprint. I can't think of it.
Prototype.
Prototype image of future story. Yeah.
The concept
art.
Yeah, that concept art for yeah. So. Cool, man. So I just want to wish you luck with the next few days with the campaign.
Thank you.
Hopefully, like we said, usually the last 48, you usually get a nice little bump in the last 48. So hopefully that still rings true with most Kickstarter campaigns.
And especially the last day and the last couple hours, it seems like
it seems like the last few hours it kind of gets a pretty good jolt.
Yeah, because I think that's one thing that's good about Kickstarter is the community. You know, when they see a creator that you're friends with and stuff, everyone will you know, retweet and give a shout out to help give a little boost to
it is
the community. It is a good
creators and stuff. So
yeah, and I mean this is issue 3. I mean it's your 4th book. You haven't had any problems fulfilling. Like I don't even think you've delayed at any point. So I mean, like there's no risk at backing this book at all.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. You will get it. I tried to give myself a little extra time this go around, so I put February, but you're probably going to get it before that.
Yeah. So cool. Go back, Fallen 3.
Pow. Yeah, thank you so much, Raymond Lolacher. Now that I know how to say it properly.
Lolacher, man. I'm Quebecer.
Lolacher.
Yeah, Lolacher, Lolacher, whatever.
Give me the baguette and some wine and some cheese, huh?
Monsieur Lolacher.
Oh, tabernacle.
You have to grow a little thin mustache and curl it.
Tabernacle.
With a little beret.
All right, on.
Sac de bleu.
So what do we got planned next, Joe? Are we doing our strange sci-fi next?
We could do our next one with the strange sci-fi. Do some Joyama
and Doppler. Some kind of really cool, very artistic sci-fi. I think both are Joyama is from a British fellow who lives in Japan, and I believe Doppler is done by Eastern European fellow of some kind. I think Germanic.
No, I think he's an Irish or Scottish fellow that moved to Japan.
Oh no, that's the Joyama guy. I'm talking about the guy that does Doppler.
Yeah. Okay, Doppler. Yeah, the other one. Yeah. But this one's I don't know if he's Irish or Scottish. It's written when I looked it up.
He is from the UK, and he's
from the UK.
Japan. Which, if you read this book, you can hella tell because it blends European comics and manga perfectly, man. Chef's kisses. The book is just gorgeous. So, we'll probably be doing that Thursday, maybe Saturday. I'm not sure.
Thursday, one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll see you guys then. All right. Take it easy, y'all.